Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world, FC fans. Um, Post-match review. The last game at Goodison in terms of the derby with Liverpool, and a lot to chew over. A lot to chew over. When we look at emotions, I think what's the first one? Probably to hand. Disappointment. Then you get the bit of anger, frustration. Mike Oliver. Well, okay. Let's chop this up. Really disappointing. Look, we're 7 points up in the league. Excellent. We've got some hard games coming. We've got Villa coming. We've got Man City to play soon. We've got Leicester obviously coming up now, so hopefully we get the points. Look, really, we know how derby games are. We know sometimes derby games can just be, what? English derby games, let's look at it that way. Can be sometimes not classical in terms of football. It's just hustle and bustle, the crowd, especially tight grounds like at Goodison, and it's combative. I always feel that the team that can keep their heads the most gets the results or can control the match. And I feel sometimes a lot of times we get sucked in to that whole derby. I mean, when we play at Anfield, it's different. It feels a lot different. Obviously, when we play Goodison, it just feels like we just get the emotion and we don't play football. And at times that was the case. But look, overall, I'm not going to be so critical of the team because we were 2-1 up. 2-1 up with 90, oh God, how many minutes did he play? Was it 98? Well, he shouldn't have played that much. It should have been, I think it was 6 minutes it's supposed to be, or whatever it was, or 5 minutes. And he played well above that. Yeah, he played well above that. And there's been so many games that we have played where referees do not seem to play the time that should be added on. Michael Oliver took centre stage, and it's disappointing, and that's where the disappointment comes into play, and anger as well. Because look, the starting lineup, I kind of felt that was the right one. The only one I wouldn't have went with was Diaz. I don't see why we played Diaz up against 2 6 foot something players. Just don't see it. Especially when we weren't playing that intricate ball through midfield, we're doing a lot of direct balls. Diaz wasn't the one. And it was running around, hustle and bustle, giving away free kicks unnecessarily, not looking to try and win the ball competitive in the air, but trying to get the man and giving away silly free kicks. I think again we gave away 20 free kicks. With a team that had 66% possession, how can we have 20 free kicks given away? Doesn't make no sense. Whereas the team that only had 30% possession only had 9 free kicks. So a little bit about how the game was with the referee. And I doesn't want it to sound like bitter sour grapes. No, I'm not one of these ones who really push and criticize heavily the referees. I don't like to do that. But I think he put himself in a situation where we can say that. And also in light of the fact with the referee that was sacked and his comments about Liverpool, I kind of feel this is where it starts seeping in. Whereas, some referees have a little agenda. And I think Michael Oliver seems to have a bit of an agenda here. I don't know who his paymasters are. Interesting, that one. I'm not saying no more. But look, starting lineup, Diaz the only one I wouldn't have went with. Robbo, yes. Alisson, obviously. Trent didn't start, understandable. Bradley, Kanate, Virgil, yes, again. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, yes. And then obviously I mentioned above. Nunes I probably would have started in this game. I kind of feel we needed someone to win the aerial duel in a derby at Goodison with big defenders, generally a big team, and they want to get a result. But still, first few minutes, fouls against Diaz, fouls against Gakpo. Should have been free kicks, should have been yellow cards. Referee didn't. But look, okay, you keep going. Competitive half, get him early start. That was not a foul, we know that. The player wasn't fouled. Referee made a mistake. I'll be more critical of our defending. With the run of Beto running off Virgil to Konate's side, there should be better communication there. That was sloppy. And I called it. As soon as I saw that little pass free kick, I thought, I can see it's going to run in and get him behind. And he did, which is really disappointing. Luckily, just a few minutes later, excellent Mr. Assist King, which is Salah, lovely ball in, and great header by McAllister, who had a really, really good game. And McAllister was combative, and he made us tick. Even though the way you could see Everton's line up and the way they set up formation-wise, midfield was so congested. Our defenders couldn't break the lines of the passes that we had to go direct, either to Salah's side or to Gakpo's side. We had to keep going direct as a methodology of playing, which is a disappointing because I kind of felt that with better movement in midfield, we could have played a bit more interpassing. As the game got on a bit, then you saw Everton dropping off a bit as they got tired and Liverpool was more in control. Then there was space. But then again, this is a little frustration thing I have though. Sometimes when we are clearly the dominant team, we have this thing of, okay, let's have Robbo get the ball and then at the back, and then he just passes it to Virgil. Then Virgil just pass it to Konate. Then Konate will pass it back to Virgil. Then Virgil back to Robbo. Then Robbo back to Virgil. And it was just going back. Every time Robbo got the ball, he's left-footed. I just didn't understand. He kept cutting back to the right-hand side to play the ball to Virgil, rather than trying to see him get down the line or a penetrative run to then connect with the midfielders. And I feel this is where now you can see a Robbo who was so confident before a few years ago, marauding down the left-hand side, would have done a bit more with the ball than he was doing. It just looked like he had no confidence whatsoever. I'm sorry, but you could pay me to keep doing those simple passes to Virgil all game long. It just felt like we just affected our momentum. With Bradley's side, you didn't see that so much, him having to pass the ball to Konate. He would look to play and connect with Salah, all burst into the midfield and combine. But Robbo's side, and I'm very critical, Robbo was getting outrun as well. There's one instance where he got outrun. He pushed the player's silly yellow card. It just he's not the one to know, but Tsimikas is not really knocking on the door to demand to be starting because he's not performing as he should be as well, which is disappointing. But look, we got back into the game 1-1. Really, you could feel the sense that it'll be a difficult game, but you felt that we'll come back in. Virgil was, I felt, generally controlled, but Beto was trying to be that little nuisance between the two, but Konate won most of the aerial duels. Virgil won most of the aerial duels. I didn't really feel they were penetrated, apart from, yes, the set pieces was the one that was a concern. The free kicks were given, almost like last year, was allowing them to be set piece driven, get the ball into the box and see what they can get. Macau's happy. Szoboszlai, I wanted a bit more, but again, I thought Szoboszlai was doing well enough. And Gravenberch, probably his most disappointing game. I would say that he's played. He just wasn't really in the game, controlling it. A lot of times, obviously, the balls was coming out away from midfield straight to the strikers. I can understand that. And if he's your deep lying player, he's not getting that ball. He was almost getting screened out by the set up forward line, and then the midfielders making that big block right in the centre where you just couldn't penetrate it unless you have a bit more movement or you're a bit more cuter in moving the ball around. And I kind of felt sometimes we weren't, although we did control possession. And look, goes to second half, they started pretty well. We're making silly mistakes. Bradley has read on a yellow card, put himself in a situation. I felt the challenge that he did make was unnecessary. I didn't really think he needed to. The guy was basically off the pitch, you could say. It wasn't going anywhere. It was kind of one of the ones to sort of galvanise your fans, but I just felt we didn't need it. Didn't need it. Rather, he sort of left him, get back up the pitch and get set. But he got a yellow card, and this is what meant that he had to be taken off. He had to be taken off and put Trent on. And I thought Trent did really well when Trent came on, actually. Obviously, although initially the first cross, I wasn't like happy the way Trent was sort of his body positioning when they did the crossing. Went not long after he came on, kind of disappointed. But overall, I thought he played really well. And then we got a deserved goal. Down left-hand side flank, a shot comes in, and Jonesy gets set up, shoots it, they clear off the line, and Salah finishes. And then you thought, okay, right, let's just now control the game, but still penetrate. And we were generally in control. I didn't feel we were much under threat. The game was stopped at times because of collisions and stuff like that. Please explain to me how a player collides with his own player and then they get the ball when we had possession. I just don't understand it. And Salah, the amount of times Salah was being fouled and the referee wasn't giving it. It was starting to feel like, is there an agenda against Salah? Because I don't get it. I'm sorry. If anyone tells me Salah's a diver, I'll say to you, you can go and do one. Sorry. That guy stays on his feet when he's under the most pressure, physical pressure. He stays on his feet. So I'm not having it. Before their equaliser, he's up the field, silent run, gets in between the defenders, and he gets fouled. Simple as that. He got fouled. Referee was right there and didn't give it. There wasn't a play on opportunity. He just didn't give it because he felt he wasn't fouled, because he seems to see things that no one else sees. It was a foul and he didn't give it. And then not long after, they go up the field, and what do we have next? We have a situation where they lob the ball in and Konate is physically pushed with two hands. So he can't win the ball. Where you know, and we all know, Konate, who won, I think, 9 out of 10 aerial duels, and the one they would say he lost was that, when actually he didn't. He won the ball, but he got pushed. Pushes that Diaz was given against all game. Gakpo was given against all game. And then when it mattered, not only did the referee go past the time by some way, but then he found a way to not give the free kick. Now look, now with that one, okay, Tchaikovsky gets a shot, top bin, okay, fair enough. However, VAR checking. They're checking offside, which I'm still dubious about. Well, I kind of felt it was more onside, but other people have challenged that. But the foul on Konate was obvious. So how was that not given? Was that to protect Mike Oliver? I don't understand, because that's not protecting Mike Oliver. He's already got issues with his performance against Arsenal and his previous performance against Liverpool. The same guy who was involved with the McAllister, the boot from City on McAllister that should be in a pen. The same guy. He's got a record. So Arsenal fans will moan and say blah blah, but he has got a record against Liverpool too. I think they show that the last 3 games we haven't won with him. Generally the matches is like 6 or 7 won, 6 draws, 6 losses. It kind of shows we don't generally get consistent results with him, whereas other refs, you can see that we generally get consistent results because the games play fair. We can play our game. It's not stop-start. I think the ball was in play for about 55 minutes in this game because of stop-starting. He was not in control of the match, and that was ridiculous. And VAR should be ashamed of itself, because VAR should have called him to go and check for that push. This is important. This is winning the league now. This is the league, yeah? We've had enough controversy. We don't want more. We love the game, but we don't want more unnecessary controversy when it's down to referee decision. So, clear score, 2-2, game done. Fisticuffs later on, Decore, trying to run to Liverpool fans. Why bother? Game's done, run to your fans. Why are you running to Liverpool fans? Jones comes in, steps in, and then our manager gets a red card for shaking the hand aggressively, allegedly. I believe we're waiting to see if there's any audio comes out of Mr. Oliver. We're 7 points up still. Games in hand is done. Arsenal got the game first on Saturday. We then got Leicester. Or Arsenal, sorry. Arsenal got Leicester. We got Wolves. Let me correct that. Arsenal got Leicester away. Leicester's, I don't know, funny team. I'm not really banking on that one. And listen, every game now is difficult. I can see Wolves has been difficult. I'm definitely going to see Villa has been a difficult game, even though they've got defensive issues at the moment because there's a lot of defenders injured. So it was an opportunity to go 9 points up. You never know. With Leicester to get a result, we could be 10 points up by the end of Sunday. But that referee performance was not good, and we've had a lot of them, and it's not good. I will criticise Slot deciding to bring on Jota when he could have brought an Endo or Kwanzaa and just solidify in that last few minutes, solidify everything. Because actually at times we were trying to still go and attack where we could actually just kept possession and control the game. But look, manager's done so well. He's made so many right decisions. I'm not going to criticise him. And even he got to the point, he's a calm guy. He got so annoyed by what was going on. And I don't blame him. But look, my man of the match has to be Salah. 1 goal score, 1 goal assist. Let me know your opinion. Let me know what your starting lineup would have been. Let me know what your views were. Please like and subscribe and click on notifications. And speak to you on the other side.